Good morning, people of faith. My name is Cathy Davis, and I'm the pastor at Christ United Methodist Church in Gastonia, North Carolina. Today, when I came into work, we have a preschool that is run from our church, and there's this one little boy who's new, and he really misses his mom, and he screams at the top of his vocal fold capacity. And as he's screaming, it affects everybody. I start to feel anxious, and just I want to go calm him down a little bit. uh, and and I got to thinking about where we are when we can only see something through a narrow focus. For him, he can't see a life at this moment without his mom right beside him. He can't envision that. And perhaps he's too small. He's 4, I think, 3 or 4. Perhaps he's too small, or perhaps he hasn't had an opportunity to experience it very much and hasn't gotten used to it yet. But his focus is one thing, and that is screaming until somebody calls his mom. That's his focus. That's his vision, if you will. This last week, our church had a planning and visioning session for 4 hours. It was the first time they'd ever done that before in that way, they said. And we talked about where they came from, and we talked about what their strengths and weaknesses were, and where their opportunities lied, and what threats they see as being part of their visioning process. And in that session, I tried to pull them away from focusing on where they are right now and to vision, to imagine, to dream. What would happen if we did this? Or let's try this. And I asked them what their vision was for this church. They have a vision statement, and they couldn't tell me. And I told them, I said, when we build a vision for 2022, it is something that everybody in the church can say back to you. It's something that everybody can get behind. And so we came up with a vision, a dream, a plan for where we want to go in 2022 as a church people, as a community of faith. And I think that the difference between the little boy screaming and only being able to vision him being with his mom, that as we age, as we get older, as we become more mature in Christ, we too need to have visions of where we're going as a Christian. It's not supposed to stay the same every day. It's supposed to enable us, our vision is enabling us to grow as a Christ follower. And to always remember that even when our focus does get off and becomes so narrow, that God is always with us, and that we will fail, but we can just get back up and try again. That we have the gifts and the graces to do what God is calling us to do. We may not have all the resources that we need, but can't we vision that if we did, what we could do? Can't we go ahead and plan for it and work towards it? It may need a lot of creativity in how to get it done without vital resources such as money. But we can have a vision that excites us and brings us together, that is focused on Christ in a big way. So I leave you with this. Wherever you are in your spiritual life right now, remember that God is always calling you, always with you, always providing for you, no matter what. You have the gifts and the graces to go where God calls. You may not know it. You may not be able to vision it, but I encourage you to try that, to try to come up with a plan of how you plan to serve your church and to serve Christ in this coming year. Thanks, and have a blessed day.